Welcome back everyone to Let's Play Advanced Tactics Gold. This is episode number 3. Just to let you know, I think I've had some sound issues in the first 2 episodes. I hope to have cleared that up. I did fool around with the audio settings a little bit, and the problem is really that I broke my microphone before I recorded, episode 1. And yeah, that's the big problem, that I'm using a headset, and well, you can hear the quality is a little bit below average, a little bit subpar. But that's okay, we're going to push on anyways. I'm just going to make these series no matter what, come rain, snow, sleet, or shine. I think that's the expression. Anywho, in the last episode, we were talking about what to do. We fixed up our production, and we only have a few things left to do. First of all, is this guy, should he move here or here? Where am I going to try to get? Am I going to try to get to the raws and the oil, or the oil and the Nagano? Nagano is the highest priority, so I might as well just jump that way. I don't think, since they're already in Trier, I don't think I have any chance of getting there, but we're going to go for it anyway. And I'm also going to send this engineer forward in the hopes that I'll claim one of these, but this engineer, I don't need him, so what we're going to do is move him back. In fact, I'm going to move him here, and then I think, do I have any horses left? I have 1 horse. Drat. That's not enough. Can I steal a horse from you? I can! Ah! Okay, well, this guy won't need any horses anymore, I don't think. I'm pretty sure not. So let's go ahead and transfer this back to the main headquarters using our rail cap. And then transfer from here to here our 2 horses. Boom. Perfect. Now these guys will be able to move up a lot faster, and they don't need a horse anyways because their main restriction is going to be engineering points here. Move this guy towards that raw. We'll jump forward. Oh, these guys have moved. Okay, that's good to know. And production, I'm pretty sure, is set up, which means that we're done with this turn. Yeah. Okay, let's see what the AI are gonna do on their turns. The big question is, when will war be declared? That's the big question. Not this turn. Okay, fine. We'll wait. And as we see that they just blew forward all the way, almost all the way to Nagano. Damn. And we can't even capture this oil. Blast. Oh, our first sight of an enemy unit. Although we're not sure what kind of unit and how big or whatever. Okay, now this guy, it's kind of an interesting conundrum. I know I definitely want Landsberg, but do I want this Raw or Leverkusen? I think Raw's... Seems like we have enough ore for the time being, and I think if I get this city I can still... They're not mutually exclusive, so hopefully I'll be able to get that one. In fact, this guy, instead of... I was going to send him pursue all the way over and grab these cities. And you know what? I still am. That seems like a better option. Now we have this guy moving forward. He's going to hold up in Huladao. This guy should be able to get Qingzhan. Just not, but almost. Now I'm going to have to take a look at what my supply is saying. Oh, okay. So this horse, let's first move this engineer over here. And actually, let's move him right here and build a road backwards. So this only costs 20 engineering points. Instead of being at 20, he's still at 40. I mean, so that's good. The reason why is if you build it into this hex, it doesn't cost the forest, it takes the cost of the plains. That's nice. This guy with his new horse mount is moving a lot faster forward. This cavalry, I don't think we're going to need him over to the west, because most of the scouting is already done over there. So we'll push him up over here. This guy's going to get to the raw and upgrade that, build that. Alright, let's push our borders forward more, as much as possible. Let's push, push, push. And can we get... Let me make sure these guys are, whoops, in supply. They are. What about here? Are you still in supply? Only if you go there, which you can't get to. Well, move this way then. Fair enough. And you, I don't think we need to push the borders this way specifically. We might as well do this though. As soon as this waterfront is captured by my borders, I'll be satisfied. Even better would be if we get this side of the stream, which means that it won't be difficult to cross. Yeah. I'm actually thinking about building a road over to connect this raw. It will save us the kind of like roundabout route that you currently have to take around this river. However, it is going to cost a bunch of raw, like 100 for the bridge, because this is a river. Oh well, we'll just go ahead and eat it. These are all like initial investment costs. We won't have these road and bridge costs eventually. Okay, so we did connect 2 new cities. Let's get these into HQ1. Oh, I have decided that I'm going to separate my cities by... The foreign ones are going to go into yellow. And so that means Kronak is going to be yellow now instead of blue. And Huludao, you will also be yellow instead of blue. So it's easier to see on the production overview, because they do sort the city by the HQ it's in. So it's just one way of kind of stacking all the ones that I really care about into one area. Okay, we've kind of pushed everywhere. Are there any units we have forgotten to move? Ah, this guy. So what did this road do for your supply? Not too terribly much, unfortunately. But let's move you forward like this. And I'm interested in knowing, are you back in supply? Yes. So now you're actually tracing supply from the top, which is better. Okay, cool. Then keep pushing. Wonderful. This hex, I'm pretty sure, will just be swallowed up at the beginning of next turn. Alright, the long shot I have is, let's try to get over here. I'm not too terribly optimistic about my chances, but in fact, these guys can't even move that far, so what I'll do is just move these guys north. Doesn't even look like we'll be able to capture this oil. That's fine. Oil's not a problem. We're gaining 1,000. We're probably using, what, like 200, maybe at most 100 a turn. Okay, good. Last thing to check, production. We're just going to blow through these turns now. Now that you've seen the first 2 episodes of very slow, methodical setup, let's do this a little bit faster. Okay, so my first HQs are all just going to be political points. Just set up political points, 100%, done. Political points, done, done, done. And now these guys actually matter. Okay, so this one only has 1,200. That's its first turn, so it does the 40-60. This one does the second turn, so it's a 20-80. Or I could... Nah, that's fine. I could build some units with it, but I'm not going to. Alright, now 6,000. I think I can divide this into 50. And machine guns actually are created pretty nicely with that. Wait. This 240? Ah, I do want 1 machine gun out of this as well. Some weird... I have my own peculiarities when it comes down to production, and you'll just have to put up with it. Okay, this guy also has the 50% can get. And I think instead of getting another whole round of machine guns, I do need some supply, although, wow, where's my supply? Where is all the supply coming from? This is... Oh, I see. So this is no longer correct. What do I build for 3,600? I know that there's no political points I can round. Oh, is this the one where I do 1090? It is. Okay. So I'm not building a whole lot of supply, to be honest. And the reason why I'm mentioning that is because I'm considering cutting this down to 0. That would be losing even another 400 and then getting a bunch of machine guns. You know, I just like that too much. It's a nice even number. I want to take advantage of it. Let's go ahead and do that. Alright, so our production is set up. Let's go ahead and end the turn. Yes. Very interesting. Very interesting, very interesting. So this guy's scouting ability really sucks. He has no idea what this unit is still. Okay, fine. Fine. But let's just go ahead and push over here. I don't really care. As long as I get this connection, so I have a road connection, I don't care about getting that, which I could have gotten. And actually, I still can. Let's do it. Mainly, I want this guy to move back towards this raw, because that's the next important thing. Now this guy goes to the yellow because he's a foreigner. And I don't mean anything racist by these color name stuff. Here's another cool little trick we can do. If we have an empty unit, now this is a headquarters, but it's a blank one, so it's another concept unit. It doesn't have any subformations in it. You can do the same thing with a blank division, just a concept division. I'm going to strategically transfer this using the rail capacity that I have with my other HQ. I'm going to move it all the way over to Huladao, which costs 0 rail capacity. Why? Because essentially you're not moving anything. You're just moving a piece of paper, so to speak. Now, if I had after the end of this turn, when I get some more staff, oh, that's not going to happen this turn. Well, in a couple more turns, when I get some staff, I'll put them in here, and I'll start connecting some of the northern units to this guy, just so that the HQP is the headquarters proximity. I think the first 3, if you're 3 hexes away from a headquarters, you're okay. You have 100% coverage, and then you subtract 20% for every hex you are beyond 3. So 4 hexes, you'd be at 80% proximity, etc. I could move this guy south. I do have like a temptation to just, it would have been nice just to connect these two, because our supply would have connected all the way over. But whatever, it's too late now. Let's push forward. And this guy, I think we'll push up with this guy. Oh, let's connect Xinjiang. Where's my yellow HQ? Oh, I put him over here. There he is. Alright, so our borders have met with the Chinese up here, which means we're done. We're done! I don't want to go too far out of supply, which this forest would be. Can I do that and get back? Yes. Okay, good. So I did that. I just need to come back 1 hex. I'm somehow supplied here. Oh, it's at 99. That's probably why. Let's move that guy down. Oh, he can't, because it's marsh, of course. I'll just move there then. And your supply, yeah, you just don't have any. Let's move you here then. Can you get there? No, of course not. And supply for you, you need to move here. Good. The main thing I wanted has happened. We did capture this land, this lake border. So that means they won't be able to do any kind of flanking all the way around. It just narrows my my front, the amount of area I need to cover. I might even do something kind of silly, just move this guy 1 or more over, which he will still be in supply for, which is nice. Just to force the borders to expand a little faster. That's all done. And this guy has created his raw level 2, so let's just go ahead and push on building the bridge. The question I have here, which I don't actually know the answer to, is it will cost 160 engineering points and 100 raw to build this way. How much would it cost the other way? I guess it'll cost the same amount of raw either way, so I don't care. Engineering points are fine. I'm not going to need them much more after I build the last few roads. And raw is the only thing that matters, and raw does not change on the direction, by the direction you're building. So if you build the road from the forest to the plains or plains to the forest, it costs the same amount of raw either way. Let's get this guy to build another road here, and he doesn't have enough engineering points for another one quite yet. That's fine. Actually, we don't really need it so much anymore, because now this road is, we're tracing supply for this guy all the way around. So I might not bring this road all the way as far as I thought I would originally. And I'm bringing that back up. Okay, we can move here, which is nice. How much further are we in supply? Just not much. We are in supply if we can cross, but we can't. That's fine. And Mr. Jeep Man, you've done your duty. Now, I've gotten all these roads, which is really nice. If I can hold them, this cuts off their supply to this raw, because they can't trace a road. Where do I want this Jeep to move? I guess we'll just kind of go off-roading, as long as we have supply. We don't see any units. Oh, we did see this one, though. 23 rifles. That's not too bad. We have our own rifle machine gun group right here. Good, so we have a forward base in Huladao. Little headquarters there. I think we'll just push these rifles up. Get them to Landsberg, and we didn't get the raw, that's fine. We knew that was going to happen anyway. Where should this Jeep go? It's kind of... Well, actually, let's scout this guy out. It is So this is, okay, they didn't upgrade these yet. That's good. They don't have an engineer here, so I don't know how they would, but the AI does do kind of weird stuff like that. They get away with more than they should, if you ask me. Okay. So all our units have moved. Let's just take another glance over the production screen. This is where you spend half your time. The good news is once these cities ramp up all the way to their 8,000, which will happen on the next turn for Hamira and Misato, you won't have to change things so much. It's just dealing with these stupid fractions. Okay, if you aren't OCD, you won't have to deal with this either, but I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Let's actually get some infantry as well. Let's get some staff with this guy. Okay, that's fine. I'll do that. So tricks I made. So 3600 doesn't have... Is this the 91? It is. Okay, 7200. I don't know what to do with this. I don't think there's any number which will give me an even number of political points. So we will be building a lot. Oh. Oh my. Let me just quickly check. Oh, bother. It's not a good number. Huh. Okay, well, I don't know what to do about this. I'm not going to touch anything, I think. We'll switch over to supplies and staff. Do we need staff? Yeah, probably some staff. Let's get 60-40. That's... Oh, wait, no. Let's get even numbers, please. Yeah, good. The good news is until you ramp all the way up, everything's going to be a multiple of... I don't remember what I was trying to say. 1,200. So these will all be multiples of 120? I don't know what I was trying to say. For some reason, doing 50% with anything that's 100 or 200 or whatever, it works. There's an intelligent way of saying that, but I've forgotten how to be intelligent for the moment. Alright, so this is Misato, so let's just do the same thing here. Switch this guy over. Let's do some rifles, though. We don't need that many staff. Now, this is 4,800, so we want... one political... Is there a number which makes sense here? Not really. No. Okay, so we do 40 and... I guess we get rifles with this guy as well. How many staff? No, let's get more staff. Oh, we got 48 staff. That's actually quite a lot. Yeah, we'll make 60 rifles. 3,400. This is good. This is good. In fact... I would kind of like to make more political points than just 48, but I don't see a way of doing it. Okay, that's fine. Let's not dwell on it too long. Political points. Now this is kind of funny. Every now and then you capture a city and it has these things set up. One time I waited for a long time for this rifle to actually be able to produce some. Turns out you can't. The production modifier for a foreign city is actually set to 0. They usually gray out the option anyway. But even if you have the option, like, to start, it gives you nothing. But at least a few of these cities are starting to give us a few political points. That's good. So we're getting, like, what, 6 right now from the foreign cities? It's not much, but it's something. Okay. Don't ever press this X. This is to close the game. That's what I was trying to do, but caught myself. Alright, the one thing we can do that I keep forgetting to do is I can push some more machine guns and rifles out to my other units. I don't think this one needs any more rifles, but let's go ahead and give it... Let's make them their units 40 and 20. It's a little costly to do so, but these units will be very resilient in combat. So that, and 2 more rifles. So 40-20. That's a very strong unit. Those are the only 2 combat units I have out right now. That's a little sad. But I guess I can create another one. 22 rifles and 12 machine guns. Where do I want this, though? As long as I create it along the railroad, I can put it anywhere. Right now, as I see it, we're able to hold Landsberg and Kronak. An interesting priority would be to move into Nagano. Now, I'm not sure if it's realistic to try to push through the Chinese in the beginning, because if they're using their militia, and I have no evidence that they are, but if they are, they will be just blowing me out of the water. I mean, it'll be impossible for me to reasonably... Oh, I've already moved this guy. Yeah, that's right. It'll be impossible for me to reasonably push through their lines. Because they can just put up so many militiamen, which are cheap and still pretty good at defending. This guy didn't. I almost forgot to move him forward. Alright, production set up. Everything's done. Transfer of new units. That's the only thing I need to do. Where do we want to put one? So this is a strong unit. It'll be here. I don't think I'm going to defend Leverkusen very strongly. Or maybe I should. Now, another thing is I really should be putting submachine guns in my cities because this is their advantage. Forest and cities are where submachine guns shine. I haven't even researched them yet. If I go to the decision room, we can see that they do cost like what, 40, 50, 54. Okay. There's lots of good stuff you can get out of here. I mean, eventually, I typically do build armored cars. I haven't built a single one yet. Ah, that does remind me. When I do build those things, I should get some factories. That's what my engineers will be used for. Okay, this guy, I think I'll build my new unit here then. We'll let the blue be the headquarters for now. And then transfer some units over. Just give them all your rifles and all your machine guns. And we didn't go through our rail capacity. Almost did though. Out of the 12,000 we're going to have like what, 1,100 left? Not bad. That's pretty good. This is a pretty good defendable unit. Even just this exact numbers as it is right now, it'll be able to hold this city. So what I want to do is I want to pull this engineer back because I did forget we want to build some factories. I want one of every factory. I'm going to want fighters eventually. I'm going to want artillery eventually. I'm going to want tanks. And these are the 3 types of factories you can build. If I just move out real fast, he's not going to be able to build. Damn it. That's fine. On the next turn, I'll actually show you that these engineers, if you put them into any blank space that doesn't already have like a city or a resource, you can build a factory, which is essentially a city worth of production, but very specialized. So you can't build infantry out of any factory. Those are only from your home cities. Good. Well, that concludes all the stuff I wanted to get done in this turn. Let's go ahead and end the turn and probably finish up the video after we see what the AI does. We're trying to speed this along a little bit, but it's this production stuff which always gets me. And the good news is once production is all green like this Masato and Hamura have finally got to, now I don't have to change it every turn. It's going to be very simple. Like I just set 50% for political points. I just really like that number. Any number of only 30%, combinations of 30% supply will give me an even number. And then I'll just build 20% for rifles. Or I'll just do 0 and 50, you know, stuff like this. Maybe rifles for that one and 50%. Maybe staff for this one. That's perfect in my opinion. Okay, but I'll go through the rest of production off camera and maybe I might not even do this, but I might just do a quick review of what I've done at the beginning of the next episode. Now briefly, what was I talking about? You can see that you can build fortifications, fortress, airbase, aircraft factory, gun factory, and tank factory. The factories have 8,000 production points, which is an entire city's worth, just like Hamura and Misato now. 8,000 production points, but only for things which fall within this category. So gun factory is only artillery. Artillery, anti-tanks, flak, heavy artillery, these are the things that fall under that. Aircraft, well that speaks for itself, anything that flies. The good news is air factories also count as an air base, so you can land your airplanes there. And the last one, tank factory, which again speaks for itself. That's all your vehicles. So that includes armored cars, not just tanks. And I probably will build one, but not over there. I'll build it back in a little bit more comfortable home territory, like somewhere over here in my industrial heartland. Alright, so this guy can build one more road. We might actually, can this guy get? Oh, he can. So since this guy can get here, I might as well do this, and then let this engineer piggyback on his road to build another road here. Good. And I think I might just wind up connecting this like this. We'll have a ring around this forest. So what have the AI done? They did push all the way through these mountains, so these mountains will be pretty hard for me to take back because supplies will be a real big issue in there. I think I'll even move this Jeep. Like, is it worth it for me to try to beeline up for this oil? One, I don't care about the oil anyway. So just bottom line is no. But if denying them a strategic resource is important, then I should do it. The thing is, I'm pretty sure the AI doesn't ever run out of resources, so if we calculate all, like include all those things in our calculation, I think the long story short is no, don't worry about that oil. Okay. Now, this guy can do a quick jaunt out and back, but he doesn't need to anymore because the border's expanded. This guy can go back to the road. And I guess we'll put both of these guys back on the road. And I'll probably leave this guy up here just kind of, let me just make sure he has supply here. He does. So leave him in the forest. It's not where you want a Jeep, but if all the hexes surrounding him are not forest, then maybe that's the right place for him to be. So he'll be pretty quick in moving. And this guy, he's in supply, and there's no point in pushing our borders. So our borders are basically static right now. I might go ahead and turn off hex coloring at this point, because for me that's just a way of distinguishing between territory which has been conquered and territory which hasn't. And basically all of it has been conquered now. So, oh, this guy's going to be out of supply. Well, that's a bummer. I thought I could get far enough up that it would... Well, he'll be supplied next turn at least. Oh well. Let's get this guy to start digging in. Where do we move our Jeep? Let's move this guy into the city. He has much better reconnaissance than these cavalry units. And am I supplied here? I'm not, but I am supplied there. So let's move up there. Push our borders a little further. So this is good. I think this will be the clipping point. They'll probably get this, and I'll have this. And this is how the borders will settle in the end. I'm pretty sure. So like I said, I'll probably turn off hex coloring after this turn, but our video has gone over 25 minutes, which is my goal, 25-minute videos. So what I'll do is, while I'm doing weird things in the background, I'll call this video to a close, and I'll pick up where we left off in the next episode. Take care.